was just talking to a friend not too long ago about, life is messy. And he said, why don't you just shoot in your garage and just, let it be what it is? I have laundry going on right there, which is what probably coming through into the audio. But, you know, what are you going to do about it, right? This is life. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be, completely calm and organized, and it's just gonna be what it is. Life is messy, right? We're all kind of figuring things out, and at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to. AI, right? It's making everything nice and perfect, but that's not what's gonna drive growth and human progress. More specifically, I think, is getting to the point where we're able to build community again, because I think that is something I'm hearing thematically that's lacking. We need to build community, whatever that looks like. For some folks, it could be through filmmaking. There's some folks that are doing meetups, or they have a network of individuals they're working with, right? So I think at the end of the day, find something that you enjoy, whether it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, magazines, music, art, coffee. There's a plethora of topics or interests or hobbies that you can really find community in. Get off the computer, which is probably more possibly what you're watching me on. Get off your phone as well. Just stop watching this video altogether. Why are you sitting there watching me? Like, I'm not that important. But no, the message I'm trying to convey here is important in the sense that let's all find community. At the end of the day, right, you start with the family that you have, right? That's your most immediate family. Maybe you didn't pick them, right? But at the end of the day, that is your immediate community that you have right here, right now. Then obviously you have, your colleagues from work or whatever the case may look like, whether you're a freelancer or independent worker or contractor, you have a community there. Then you have your friends, whether that's from high school or if that's from some of the hobbies that you picked up, college, what have you, right? Community is going to be what's our saving grace as technology advances, as social media. We see the negative effects of that. Just recently, someone was mentioning that they're 52 days of they've been sober, right, for 52 days straight. Sounds like since at least the beginning of the year, and he mentioned how difficult it was to share that with his friends and family. But on social media, he was able to share something so personal to him, about himself. And my comment was basically saying, like, that's what the benefit of social media is that you're able to find exposure in that, in terms of like, hey, like, I don't know you again very well, but I can see that and connect with you and say, yes, I understand that. Not drinking is a challenge, right? I've gone through my little periods of time where maybe like 5 months, something like that, right? Or a month, right? So we all have some sort of vice essentially that we're dealing with. And so for him, he's mentioned in that through that journey that he's had less connection to certain friends because his association with them was around alcohol. Now that he removed that from his life, they've since then been disconnected in that sense, right? In that area of his life. And so he found, in a way, like, true friends, right? So again, in this topic of like network and community, there's obviously a healthy community, right? People who are trying to uplift you, support you, and see that they want the best interests. They have your best interest in mind, right? Then obviously you have your negative community or network or peer group, and they're not there to support you, and maybe you guys get along, but there's always some bad habits that are involved, or it's just not productive, right? You're hanging out with the wrong crowd, as they say, right? misery loves company, all the same thing, but also success loves company. Like when you're successful and you're doing well, or you're trying to achieve, like you want to find other people that are doing the same thing, because you're going to motivate each other and support one another and try to, push everyone to the limit, right? And move that person forward, and everyone's success, is contagious, right? So in the sense of like negativity has the same effect. However, obviously trying to move forward and be productive is a lot more challenging, right? It's much easier to be destructive. You can knock down a house in a day, and it takes, weeks, months to build up that house again. So in that, we want to be able to find our community that's going to help us thrive and grow. I've gone through them, got family going through them, there's friends, colleagues, you name it, everyone's dealing with something. So I think that's really what it comes down to, is you're trying. So don't put yourself down. You got this. Keep pushing forward. Don't worry, no one's perfect. We're all trying to figure it out, right? So really just want to encourage everyone, go out each day and do the best you can, and really set up some goals, set up some aspire to something that you want to achieve in your life. And there's no guarantees you'll get to that point. Hopefully, God willing, you do, and are able to make change, positive change that you hope, and within you, that positive change that you can affect within, your immediate world, right? Your immediate sphere of influence, as you will. So, if you will. So I appreciate everyone giving this a listen. If you did, if you did not, it's all good. I mean, hey, won't hurt my feelings. It's not like anyone listens to me anyway, so I got kids. So if you have that, you know what that's like. All right, well, you'll see me in the next one. All right, toodaloo.